How's everybody doing? Well, oh God, this is really gonna put a commercial right in front of my jam. Don't think that I'm being sloppy because you see a broom there. That's a magical broom there. It's green, which is earth. And right on this side, I have another broom, actually over here, which is this is the broom, this is the gray broom, and then I have the green broom right over here. You can't see it. And over here, I have another broom. In ancient witchcraft, and we're talking going back to Atlantis, the broom was very important. The broom was a symbol of flight. Yes, witches, sorcerers, shamans, we do flight. We do take flight. The astral body. And the earth as a symbology. The broom is a symbology of astral travel and astral projection. In the villages and countrysides, you will walk down and you will see a broom standing down, with the feathers going down. When you saw that, the witch was home. If the broom was upside down with the feathers up and the tassel down, then the witch was not home. That was a code that was done in the days when there was witch hunts by the church. I've had my good days and my bad days. I'm still going through it. I'm still in the layer. But yeah, my doctors are not happy with the weight loss. Well, because alcohol does that. When you drink, you don't eat. The body gets used to not eating. And the stomach begins to close. You're not aware of this as you're drinking. When you stop drinking, like I said, the body recovers from the trauma. But it doesn't recover. It's in the process of recovery. The liver is detoxing. And there are certain proteins that is depleted from the body. That explains the blisters in my mouth. Lesions due to vitamin A and vitamin D malabsorption or deficiency. Certain amino acids and the B12, B6 vitamins get depleted. When that happens, starvation takes in. So that's what it looks like. They call it muscle wasting syndrome. And it mimics cancer. So they thought it was cancer. So they're doing tests. But I told them, look, it is not cancer. I know my body. It's just that when you stop drinking the way I did because of the danger of the truth situation, it was too quick to stop. But you know me, I don't fear anything. If I talk a little funny, it's because of the blisters and the swelling. So I don't drink alcohol. This is a Campari. It's an aperitivo. It's about 10, 15, 20% alcohol. You cannot stop drinking alcohol suddenly after years of drinking. And I am a child of an alcoholic, my father. So I have that. And I'm the firstborn. It happens to the firstborn. So yes, I've been given lots of gifts and blessings, but here's the opposite polarity. I get this. And I am still the same person. Now, of course, I have to rebuild, and I'm a Virgo. I rule health. And you all see me bad and bounce back. So I'm going to bounce back, and I feel fine. Yes, it is inconvenient. Yes, I'm going to certain pains, and then the crisis that I'm in and what's happened to me in my personal life, all that takes weight. I'm telling the doctor, look, it's not cancer. I've just been through a lot. And I'm a very mentally strong person. So it's not taking me down here. But again, everything has a polarity. If I'm strong mentally, my body's going to take a hit. If I'm weak-minded, but I'm strong, my mind will take the hit. What would you rather take a hit? Your mind or your body? You can't have the body without the mind. You could have, you need to have the mind to have the body. And I prefer to keep my mind. I can recover from my body. Man, I've been a weightlifter my entire life and played college football, and I was a tracker. So my body will bounce back. Genetic memory. This is another test. When Saturn hits, he affects everything, everything, everything. Even the desire to have sex, everything is affected. Everything is attacked. Everything. And either you sink or swim. So I don't know failure like that. And I'm not the boo-hoo-hoo type. And like I told my creator, I got work to do. So I can't leave right now. Nor am I going to act like that's a possibility. So if it's going to happen, it'll be sudden. But I'm not about to slow down as far as doing my work and doing what I have to do. And that is important to me. And a lot of you stressed that you want me to reconsider doing birth charts for those 26 and below. Yeah, I need surgery on my finger that I broke. And they're saying that it has to heal properly, so they're going to put a cast. So I'm walking around with a broken finger. That's how strong my fucking mind is. It's broken. And the doctor said to that, I gotta get it fixed so it doesn't end up in a thromboli, and pieces of the bone breaks and travels in the blood and can pierce the heart or the lungs. So it becomes more complicated. He said that people have died from simple contusions and cuts of finger than from major strokes. And knowing my luck, and since Saturn is around the corner, you know, but even with that possibility, I don't fear that. I just don't. And it's not that I'm trying to play macho. Because if that was the case, I'd cover my arms because my arms have never been this small. But it lets you know where my head is. It's not about the body. And I'm very body conscious. But listen, I'm going to die one day and none of this is going to matter. So I'm not with that. My concern is to finish my work. And a lot of you want me to continue the birth charts for those of you who are below 26. Only because I've had so many young people, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, go to some powerful depressions. That should not be happening at your age. But like I spoke to a couple of team psychologists and astrologers in my age, and they have told me that that could be dangerous to unlock the psyche of young people because you are at your prime and this is where you need to be. So if I'm going to give the charts to you, I am not going to give it to you at the depth that I would a 27-year-old and up. So I will continue to do the birth charts for you young folks, but I'm going to be very careful on the information that I give you. And instead of having it be a 1-year contract, I'm going to make it a 3-year contract. We'll do the original 12 hours in a year, and then maybe 5 hours a year, every year. And then when you reach 26, I give you more information about the chart. By then, I will know that you are mature and able to handle it. So if you want me to do that, it will be the same price, but it will be a 3-year commitment where I become a watcher, and I'm watching you. I'm watching what you're doing and how you're progressing. Okay? Because we have to be very sure that this does not fragment the ego. No, we don't want a problem with psychologists and psychiatrists. God knows that they throw enough on us. To have this on our plate will throw us out of the scientific community for sure. Oh, the bliss. Oh, so bad that I don't even want to smoke. But I will. Okay. And I thought I had it in my hand. It might have fallen. There it is. Yeah, you did the reptilian. Oh Lord. Let me see some of you and say hello to some of you. Yes, it's late, I know. But I'm doing so much. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, you cannot cave in. You have to listen. The gods, they like a good fight and they like a good scene. You have this is the great illusion. You cannot allow yourself to get caught up in the illusion. Yes, it looks terrible, it looks uncomfortable, and the skinniness and all that stuff, but you have to let the gods know what you're made of. The gods created you in glory, like it says in Genesis. God's gift to you was life. Your gift to God is strength. The gods admire strength, and they're going to test that strength. Are you going to sink or swim? No, it's one thing to be externally beautiful and what have you, but even more beautiful is the beauty that radiates from strength. There's no greater beauty than the execution and also the exposition of strength. That makes the gods look good. You think they did good by you? Oh yeah, that motherfucker right there. Yeah, that nigga right. No, look at him. That motherfucker will get it done. Yeah, he good. Now, you don't think the guys talk like that to each other? You need to talk. You need to watch that movie, Defending Your Life. I've recommended it many times. It's such a funny movie with Meryl Streep. I mentioned it before, and for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm mentioning it again. Watch that movie because it really is like that. You really gotta take life with a grain of salt. Of course, it all depends on how you view yourself, how you look at yourself. I love myself whether I am skinny, starving, big, fat, or whatever, because all of that, the body is built to go through shit. The body cannot bounce back if the mind is not secure in its godity. This is where self-confidence is critical and comes in. You may fake it with everybody else around you, but the gods see and know who you are. And if you talk strength, then you're going to be receiving obstacles that are going to be comparable to that strength. Or you're going to receive obstacles that are going to force you to engender that strength. On our way to becoming gods, from human and from animal, is not a walk in the park. You will be tested in every area. To be a god and run your own solar system is going to require that you go through the grind. It's true. Now, before we begin I got a revelation that I have to share with you. And it was by an extraterrestrial. Oh, yes. And they're coming more frequently. They're coming more frequently. And a lot of you are beginning to see it. I've seen a lot of you in my dreams, too. A lot of you are in my dreams. A lot of you bring me flowers, candy. One person brought me a bottle of rum, gin. And I'm like, now, you know I can't drink right now. Oh, Uncle Fernando, but just keep it. Give it to one of your archives. So I've seen a couple of you. I don't leave my body like I used to because since I'm under repair, I gotta conserve my strength. And there's some extraterrestrials that are watching me when I leave my body. And some of them are from Draco, the constellation Draco, Draconis, which is in the constellation of Gemini, where we find Orion, the bull, and the Pleiades, and Ursula Major and Ursula Minor, which of course the big bear, the little bear, the big dipper, the little dipper. Yeah, it goes by many names. And there's a very interesting star burning in that part of the stars. Scientists are not talking about it. But when I was traveling out of my body, I was seeing exploding stars in that part of the constellation. It's billions and billions of light years away. And it happened billions and billions of years ago. We are just now seeing the star burning in our field of vision. Oh, oops. So yeah. So there's something going on in the universe. There's stuff going on. And the fabric of space-time is rippling. No? We call that in cosmology gravitational waves. There's some gravitational waves really heading our way. Something's moving this way. And it's causing tremendous gravitational waves, a pull into the fabric of space-time. It's weird. There's something moving in there. And don't forget, we have a black hole in the center of our galaxy. And it's not just sitting there. It's pulling shit in. It is, like I said, the turbine pulling the spiral galaxy. But there's something going on there, too. There's some lights and stuff, like electrical storms. Something's happening. Something is waking up. I hope it's not Leviathan. It's deep. It's deep. And it's about to get deeper. Yes, I have the gold coils to resemble the gold fabric, Yeah, well, I'm also under spiritual attack by very powerful enemies out there that want to see me down. So, like I said, it's time for war. And this I know how to do well. Yes, it's a shame that it has to get to that. But I signed up for it, right? So, do it. Whoops. Look at that. The reptilian did that with the tail, pulled that. Yeah. My Perrier. Oh, I hate it when they do that. But again, it's the ectoplasm, They have to feed, right? Okay, let's keep it down, okay? All right. All right. Oh, and my spliff. I smoke maybe one spliff a week. A week. I don't smoke like that, That's why you don't hear me coughing, and my breathing in my lungs is more clear. No. When it's time to take it away, they take it away, and it's dramatic. It's dramatic. Okay, what is this? Yeah, the phone be doing its own time. The phone be doing its own thing. Oh, you get tired of it. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Before we begin, it's all in the subtlety. Okay. Let's see who is here. And thank you guys for being present. I know it's late. Of course, I'm trying to do my hair, Egyptian style. It's a spell, to enter into battle. And I got the Haitian sugar cane and Jamaican sugar cane. Now, when you get Jamaican sugar cane and Haitian sugar cane, and you tie a red scarf around it with the sword of Ogun, it's about to pop. And it's a long time coming. But you guys, we've talked about this. We knew this day was coming. We knew this day was coming. And it's here. Let me tell you. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh my God. I heard them speak. The one that we seen in the video. Yeah? There you go. Okay. Okay. No, this light's not gonna do you that good. I don't like that light. Nah, maybe two. Seems too light. Two. There you go. I don't know. I think that's better. Okay. I gotta do it slowly because of the blisters. And I use halls, and I gotta figure out, it's the blister. It's called alcohol burn, and it resembles herpes. At first, we thought it was herpes, but I had a very good doctor in Houston, and he said, no, that's not it. It's vitamin A deficiency. Where here it cracks, and the time all that is part of vitamin A deficiency, and cobalt, selenium, and magnesium. These things, these trace elements become important once they're missing. Oh, I still have my gusto and my sensuality. Now, Venus is in Leo, so always around this time. So it always makes me, extra special. I feel extra special. Plus, I'm in my second sign of return. I don't want to be all boo hoo 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 hoo. Let me make myself out, down myself up a bit, cut myself. I have hair, my own hair that I saved from years ago. I took them out, and I'm going to do the extensions for the front. So when you get this hair hanging out, that's not fake hair. That's all my real hair. And I have it over there. Now that I save it. Shamans cannot use anything fake in their bodies. And we are not allowed to have anyone touch our hair either. Like Samson in Delilah. Again, nothing is new under the sun. The same thing. This is my antenna to the creator. Like it was Samson's. Nothing has changed. This stuff is still going on. The pop-ups are just crazy. So annoying. The pop-ups. I'll be like, girls like it. I'll be like it. I got to do the whole thing. God. I got to do it by myself. And it's a pain. One of these takes me about 2 hours because they recoil. And then you got to, this is not the finished product. They have to be recoiled and then sprayed with the color. So, all right. Let's go. This is my favorite part. Is getting to know you guys. Wait. Come on. Wow, a lot of you came in. Wow. I'm going all the way to the top. VI chat, how are you? God's vision. Summer breeze. Sailor baby. Alexander Neganda. Stanley Burnett. Oh. I gotta do it. The alcohol affected my eyes too. Fucked up, ain't it? That alcohol. It affects the entire body. Even my ears have been affected. I gotta go now get a surgery on my ears too, because they have it's peeling. Fears. Mandinga, mandinga. Sorry, the beat still grabs me. Oh, please. Watch me bounce out of this. We're all going to be mandinga, dancing and drinking. Well, no. Aperitivo. I can no longer drink the hard stuff anymore. Yeah. Okay. Mia Pia. Sally Burnett. BB Visions. Hey. Trash Can. Party Espinal. Only for me. Clee 4K. The Goddess of Spirit. Trinity Time Travels. Very good. And let's see. Yes, a lot of you are are getting scared because you see me very skinny. I did get a little scared too. But my guys are telling me, no, 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 that was the alcohol. You know you don't eat. Eat and you'll bounce back. That's all. That's why I have to force myself now to eat. And I gotta drink all kinds of nutriments and powder, all that. And I gotta drink a lot of water. Because that stuff can be very heavy on the kidneys after you've been drinking for so long. It can shut down the kidneys. You boo, kitty boo, kitty boo, kitty boo, kitty boo, kitty boo. So, look, I'm on top of this. So, but I'm giving you the update, letting you know what's happening. Okay. Yes, I'm in those super herbs, the watercress, the spinach, all that, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts baked in honey. Oh, it's delicious. I have to force myself to eat Brussels sprouts because, but I found a way to eat it with honey. Oh, it's delicious. Delicious. Brussels sprouts has a lot of vitamins. But the herb that they call the magical herb, it's watercress. It's bitter herb, but watercress. If I eat 5 or 6 bushels of watercress in 3 weeks, watch me bounce back. Watch me bounce back. And beans and grain. All that now I have to eat to live. Because for some people to eat is a commodity, a privilege. But now I have to eat to survive. Now I have to eat to build the body back. I do know baby visions what I have to do. Absolutely. I'm not the boo-hoo type, or I won't be qualified to teach and lead you, right? But you got to see me go through it too, so you can see how I bounce back. Because that in itself is an education for you. That is what I'm supposed to be doing as an older person. Is teaching you how to handle life and crisis. No one taught me. I had to learn it myself. And so I qualify to teach you. Oh, please. My will is too strong. Too strong. That's why my body is taking a hit. Because my mind is very strong. Oh. We're going to get Samira Jenkins to the arrival. Let me read everybody that's here. Tanya T. Tanya T, don't worry about my health. Send me positive energy. Worrying is not so positive. And trust me, not that I don't appreciate the worry and the concern. That's why I'm doing these updates, to let you know that I'm doing the right thing and being in compliance. As long as I do that and I keep my prayer life, which is very consistent, I'll be okay, more than okay, because I will it to be. Now, Jasmine Robinson, how are you, Jasmine Robinson? Now, I've been going to the gym working out, and the doctor advised me not to work out yet because I need to have some meat before I can work out. Because if I start working out without the meat, it's going to make me leaner, and it's going to make me look like I'm really starving when I'm not. So I have to either eat 3 times more than I'm eating and work out twice as less to allow the body to develop volume. And, of course, to drink a lot of water or coconut water, which also is very good to rejuvenate the body. It jumpstarts the body. Okay. Oh, here we go. Angelica A. Gregory J. Cifontes. V. Kimberly Parkerson. Patty Espinal. JJ. Camo Ninja. Mama Love. Okay. Niapia. Astro Mendes. Okay. We are going to talk about the arrival. Oh, where did I put you? I received a visitor came to see me. You belong here. They're antennas. They're antennas. Like Samson. I thought that she was fiction. It ain't fiction. She's real. Nothing is new under the sun. This is still going on. The arrival. I had a visitor come and see me. And it was from Alpha Centauri, a very distant star. And this being I've seen before. It looked plastic. You didn't see the face. And it flowed. It worked, but it flowed. It flowed. And when it moved, the body moved, but not the head. Like the exorcist, the turn, remember? It wasn't scary. And it smelled like perfume. And it glided. It glided. And you could feel the light moving around the room. It was a little creepy. It's amazing the shit that I see in the other worlds. Then you wonder why I drink, but I can't do that anymore. So I better figure out something else. But this was deep. And I told them, why are you here? Who are you? And it was in the daytime. And I'm seeing more of them in the daytime. And a lot of you have been calling me, and even in the astral world where I meet a lot of you, you've all told me, some of you have told me that you've seen the ships or the energy heading this way. And that was pulling the fabric of space-time, causing gravitational waves in space. These things can be measured and calculated. Yeah? Something's coming. It's not going to be a great cataclysm. No. The epoch is not closing yet. We're just shifting from one era to another, or an age from one to another. But we're not changing epochs yet. Every epoch does have a great cataclysm that closes it. And then you have many cataclysms that close the ages and the eras, periods. The Great Flood that we learned, that closed an epoch, and then a new epoch began. Just like humans reincarnate, the planet also reincarnates. It goes through what we call rebirth, where the Bible says, and there shall be a new heaven and a new earth. They are talking about a rebirth of our solar system. And our solar system has gone through several rebirths, which lasted millions or hundreds of millions of years at a stretch. These are what we call periods, where we have the Saturn period, the Sun period, the Moon period. Right now, we are in the Earth period, in the Aryan epoch. That's why I did that video on revolutions, cycles, eras, periods, and epochs. It's important. And a lot of you, like a class, did not pay attention because it got too math. And you all started talking to each other, you know, like the professor steps out and the kids start throwing paper planes and soup balls. You know, it was so cute. My administrator, Keisha Farmer, brought it to my attention. Fernando, they're not listening to you. They're talking to each other. So, you know, me having been a teacher for many, many years, and Miss Farmer too, I was like, hey, pay attention. But I wasn't going to do that. Traditional education does that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you be who you are. And if it resonates, you grab it. If it doesn't, keep doing what you're doing. But everything, you know, knowledge builds on itself with other knowledge. I would like for you to pay attention to these videos concerning cycles and eras and periods and revolutions. Because scientists and historians know how to manipulate these periods and time sequences to tell a different perspective of the same story. And they can make it look like it's multiple episodes of different periods and of different eras when it's really the same story being broken up or dissected into different measurements that can tell it from a different perspective that might seem real and new and original. When it ends, it's all still the same shit. But if you don't know about cycles and periods and times and how to break down and manipulate time the way cosmologists and behavioral scientists and historians and archaeologists and anthropologists are trained to, then you're not going to understand what you're reading and only can go on face value of what's being presented to you. That's why I am doing this video, to let you know the game. The game. It's a game. It is. It is. Thank you. Thank you for wishing me health and abundance. I got a place in Houston to do the astrology classes where people actually can come in and take the classes. I got a contract almost slam dunk in Houston, and I would like to do one in Dallas. Because, of course, you know what's so funny? That in New York, we don't have that. But let me get back to the arrival, because a lot of you always tell me, Fernando, you're so long-winded, you stray off topic. So, I've been listening to you guys. So since I'm not drinking and the archons are not taking over like they used to, and trust me, they're mad about that too. They're mad. Ooh, they're mad. The host is not drinking, so they cannot feed off the alcohol or me, the ectoplasm. But what I do now, though, is to feed them, because you got to do it so we can continue, the blessings of the knowledge that they give us. Because these beings, they're not from here. They come from other star systems. And, of course, I don't know what kind of food they have there, but they are very fond of our food here on our planet. They love fruits, beans, peas, and nuts. They love it. They love that stuff. They love sugar cane and mangoes. I love me a mango. And I got me some Haitian mangoes that's sweet. They're so sweet, they give you a cavity. And the one thing that I really not candy, but you're going to know something, though? I've eaten a couple of mangoes, and they were so sweet, you can vomit. That's so sweet. But it didn't have, I had no pain in my teeth. No pain. Thank you, God. No pain. That's a blessing. And I keep my meditation and my prayers. The arrival. They're here already. People talk about an invasion. A lot of you have talked about an invasion. I thought about it too. So I'm thinking, it might be China, South Korea. That's where I'm thinking, right? It's better to handle that than anything outrageous. Let's put it that way. Outrageous. But the fact of the matter is, it says, when the Son of Man cometh, every eye will see him. And we already know that it's a extrastellar phenomenon that we're all going to see. But this is different. What's happening now is a prelude to what's to come. And Alpha Centauri has a history, a long history. of star seeds, star childs coming here from that part of the quadrature of space or that fold. The questions that this being asked me. Now, what's funny is that I'm seeing the being in my vision, and when it actually came to me, it guides itself as a woman. And it was so fucking good that it looked really like a human, female. But I knew it wasn't a human. And the eyes, it's all in the eyes, especially the left eye. And I saw that eye moved independently from this eye. Reptilians have that kind of morphology. But she wasn't a reptilian, unless there are other species that I'm not familiar with. But she didn't fit the morphology of a reptilian. It was different. She says she came with the premise of buying a birth chart. So she bought a birth chart, went through Keisha, who handles all the sales, and the booking. So she books her and she calls me and to talk to me. There were two instances. One, I told Keisha Farmer, one she knew, and one I did not tell her. This was the one that I did not tell her, so as not to cause a panic. But this being was all into me, trying to find out, where do you get your information? Why are you doing this? And are you going to stop? Who's influencing you? It was like an investigative reporter. And I'm like, well, I get this from all kinds of beings like you who talk to me. And then she told me, we are already here. And you have done enough damage talking to me as a species of human that now we're getting ready to teach you a lesson. I'm like, what? Teach us? You're going to teach us a lesson? I was a little bit nervous, so I was acting it out. And she gave this smile. And that smile was so evil that it was icy cold. It's like, we're going to get a taste of what it is to be oppressed. Since we oppress the other kingdoms in our planet, and we don't have an apex predator, there will be the apex predator against us. This I already believe to be true anyway. These beings are coming like in the truckloads. And they are more visible in the day than at night. Some of them told me that they love the sun. We love your sun. We love it. They say that their sun is too far to illuminate the way our star does. Oh, wait. Wepa. Listen, you gotta take things sometimes with a grain of salt. I wasn't even going, okay, if you are from that part of the constellation, what are you doing here? This is a different life wave than those planetary systems. Why are you here? So they're like, well, she was telling me, or it was telling me, that there was an explosion in that side of space. And it's causing a ripple effect onto the fabric of space-time. And it's heading this way. And it almost felt like she was enjoying herself, telling me this, watch, it's coming. It's coming. So I'm like, okay, it's coming. And what? what am I going to do? They wanted me to talk about it. And I told them, I don't know if this is true, but I will find out if something is happening in space. Because NASA, you can find out. But even if it is happening for real, NASA is not going to put that on the public website for the average person to look at. No, they're not going to do that. No. Nor would they publish it in their articles either. Ego. Ego. So understand that you don't know who to believe. Our own government to the space program, or these beings. It might be a human who's a schizophrenic or psychotic or sociopath. The problem is that there are tests that can diagnose that. So if these people want to be subjected to these tests and they don't come out to be schizophrenic or crazy, then how do we explain what they're telling us and the accuracy of what they're telling us? And what are we to do with that information? What the hell is coming our way from that part of the stars? Oh, wait, that's big. You know, it's crazy. But I will tell you that I have been seeing all kinds of shooting stars more frequent than ever before. And as a scientist myself, there's something heading our way. So there's something ripping this fabric of space-time that's pushing these gravitational waves to us. The summer month is not as hot as it used to be. Cold. And I mean cold like the fall. And then I remember a verse in the Bible where it says, when the Son of Man cometh, man shall not know the seasons. He shall not be able to distinguish the seasons from the times of the seasons. Which means that it'll be a winter, or instead of winter, it'll be summer. Or instead of summer, it'll be spring. Or instead of the fall, it'll be spring. Or like we won't be able to tell. Our earth, what gives us the seasons is the tilt of the earth. 23.5. If that's the case, then the ripple of space-time is slowly moving our planet this way, causing the vintage point of the stars to move. Oh, it's deep. It's deep. And it's all math. And the math works. So what they're telling me is mathematical plausible. So why tell me? This being told me that they're telling all psychics and astrologers that then we need to start talking about this and start putting information about this, you know, because something's coming. I'm in deep meditation and in deep prayer to see if I am to pay attention to it and see if this is true, if this is really true, what's going on. Because if it is, what are we expected to do? Right? Right? So I was telling them, well, what can I do? Well, this being wanted me to stop giving you that information that I'm telling you. I did mention in one of my videos that I was going to tell you the life wave of some of the planetary phenomenon in space. Emery, believe it or not, and this was like 2-3 years ago, told me, don't do that. Now he was never in my business. Never. I will say that. That day in 12 years, he told me, don't do that. Don't discuss this. And he gave me this look like, don't discuss that. No, they're not supposed to know that you're going too far. And you know, we'll fight. And so I'm like, fuck you. So I did it anyway. And as I try to do it, I started to get headaches. Then I said, shit. They're not going to let me say anything. Yeah, so I didn't. So, so I did not realize because I'm into other things, and my outcomes would let me know if I should be concerned. Well, yeah, they told me to be concerned, but I said, to what degree should I be concerned? And then what am I going to say or do on a collective level that will brace us for some kind of extraterrestrial uh, visitation? There is a movie out there acted by Martin Sheen or Charlie Sheen, from Two and a Half Men, and it's called The Arrival. That's the movie that I saw. There's another movie called also The Arrival. And I didn't think much of it. I didn't see it. I get conflicting information because there was and I mentioned this before, there's a book, War of the Worlds. And then they did a remake with Tom Cruise. They did a 50s version, but the one that you gotta watch is the one with Tom Cruise. That was a horrific, oh my God, horrific movie. Horrific. I could only see 45 minutes of it. Horrific. I mean, I just couldn't. It was bizarre. Oh, and it was, oh, you want to talk about ectoplasm? Oh, oh. Even talking about it gives me like a very a movie that was telling some things that I won't even mention here. So there are things that are very possible in the universe, which is good or bad. Either way, it's something that we have to experience. Okay? It's something that we have to experience. Okay? Oh, the beat. Eba. Yes. Para. So that's what I have to say. Uh, I'm just very, very concerned that this energy is going to harm nature and all of us. This is our only planet that we know, as far as consciousness that we can sustain. But it seems like there are dying stars out there, and these beings are finding places where they can refuge. Leave that alone. I saw you. So, the reptilian. So, I myself am still processing this because you got to be careful because there may be beings out there that might be feeding you information that's not true that will only suit their purpose. So, I'm very careful not to really put all my stakes into any one being. There's a being in here, and I don't know who he is. He came to my bedroom because I have a mirror portal there. This apartment, the owner of the apartment died. They found her dead in the bedroom. So I sleep in the living room. The reason why I sleep in the living room and not in the bedroom, I slept there maybe once or twice. But She was a very spiritual woman, a very religious woman, a Virgo. Sometimes I can feel the virtue of her energy in the room. And I feel like I'm violating someone in there. Well, it makes me feel embarrassed to walk naked or with underwear, thinking that she might be disturbed. It sounds silly because she's dead and buried. Her soul went on. But this is a woman that spent most of her time in this apartment. And her ethereal matter is still very much connected as a memory to this apartment. Absolutely. Good. Like, the battery's dying. I gotta change the battery. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Okay. Did I put it right? Here we go. No. Para se cayó. Oh, I like this song. It reminds me very much of Pisces. There we go. There you go. Okay. Okay. So I think we're going to end in 3 minutes. Well, I'm never going to lose that spirit, regardless of what I go through. Now, listen, a warrior reinvents himself. I want to go away on vacation. Yes, I've been through a lot. And I'm thinking of either traveling. It rejuvenates my soul. You all knew how happy I was in my travels. Just love it. I don't know where. I want to go to Portugal, to Lisboa, as the Portuguese call it, or Lisbon. Ancient and fascinating country, Portugal. Spain equally. And I prefer southern Spain. So either Portugal or Spain, or I really would like to go to India to meet one of my students there. And Istanbul. I've been to Istanbul and I love that city. And I think I would like to go back there. And if not, because the problem is that I tried to go to India last year, but I was denied visa. As Americans, we couldn't go to India. Or Great Britain and Australia. So, so it's terrible that we cannot travel. At least right now. I have an attorney because in some of the places where we're gonna travel, they might require that we get the COVID test or take the vaccine upon re-entry. And that would be fucked up if my country makes me do that. So if we can get away, Ms. Farmer wants me to consider going back to Mexico. I used to live there for a time. And but in Mexico, that Tulum, remember when there was a big surge of the COVID? Because there were Americans dancing and partying and carrying on in Tulum, Mexico. Miss Farmer was there. She went. And I think I mentioned it before that she didn't go into the club. It was so packed and nobody was wearing a mask. And you know, Scorpio, so I'm his farmer. I said, oh no, I ain't going in there. Thank God she didn't go in there with the other Americans that she was with, because everybody there caught COVID. Everybody. And 1/3 of them died. I mean, it's crazy. They all caught it.